Welcome to Meals with Maria. Today I am at my local Walmart and I'm going to try and go in and spend $20 for a date night for me and my husband. I know that Valentine's Day is coming up, but even without Valentine's Day, restaurants are getting so expensive. And I know grocery prices are rising, but it's still going to be cheaper to spend $20 on a dinner to make an appetizer, dinner, and dessert. Make a full meal, something special, something out of the ordinary, not your regular dinner routine. I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to find some good stuff. Ben is with me. You can hear him in the background. He's super loud. He's going to have a lot of fun, though, in the shopping cart. And let's see what we can find. So I just got back from Walmart, and the most amazing thing was that I ended up grabbing these plates, but without the plates, everything was $17 for this dinner. So you will be surprised and amazed and shocked and pleased. So I grabbed these chicken thigh fillets, $4.36 for 1.26 pounds. And you can often find chicken for less than this too, like kind of at local stores, because this is $3.46 a pound. I see this as low as like $1.69 a pound, so it kind of depends on where you shop. But we're going to use these chicken fillets, and we're going to have some potatoes. I'm just going to like either pan fry or roast up these red potatoes. Just grabbed two. They were a little over $1. I've got some green beans. These were 54 cents. We're going to do a bacon fried green bean. I've done this on my channel before, and it's really exquisite and excellent. So bacon, I sprung for bacon. This was, I think, $4.49, something like that. So I think more than the chicken. These were my two big spend items. We're going to do bacon fried green beans. We're also, for an appetizer, I grabbed this huge French bread loaf. And so we're going to do like half of like a French bread pizza, where we do bacon. And then I did grab some tomato sauce. That was 44 cents. I'm going to make up my own kind of pizza sauce just in a saucepan, just with some just general spices that I have around. And grab this mozzarella for $2.22. I feel like at Walmart it is always $2.22, at least for like the last year or so. So you can't really get it for any different than that, but that's fine. So we're going to do like part bacon, because my husband loves bacon. I mean, I feel like whose man doesn't love bacon, right? And then I grabbed 3 onions. These were on mega sale, you saw earlier, for 25 cents a pound, which was crazy. So I think it would definitely, if you're not going to find that price, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. But I feel like you can always find something, right? That's on sale at Walmart. See, like this is going to be $1.47 regular, but these are like, in my area at least, there is always a reduced rack with these on it. It's few and far between that I don't see it. And so I would never pay the full price for this, because I know I can always get it for less. So the onions on major sale. We're going to do a caramelized onion, bacon, like maybe half of it with, I think, no sauce, and the other half with sauce and maybe just bacon, because my husband is like, he loves, like when you do like a pizza, it has to have sauce on it. So yeah, that's his choice. And then the rest of these onions and the chicken as our main part of the dish is going to be French onion chicken. So I'm excited to try that recipe. Something I saw online, and I was like, I want to try it. And I think we'll probably have some mozzarella left, so we might be able to put that kind of over the top of the chicken too, and it's going to be all melty. And then for dessert, I had a plan for dessert, but when I saw these babies on clearance, I mean, like I said, I always have like the best clearance rack. My dishes. It's clean, guys. The best clearance rack. I mean, $2.69, and like, how much are these calling out like date night dessert? Like, so adorable. But I do have an option for you if you do not have these, which, you know, not everyone's gonna have. My initial plan was to grab a cheap box of cake mix and 1 2-liter thing of soda from like the Walmart brand. Those are a little over $1. And then some whipping cream, some heavy whipping cream, and do like a trifle. Or you can just do a cake, or you can even just buy the actual frosting. I think the frosting is actually cheaper, so you could go cake. My husband doesn't like cake, so I didn't get cake, but I was gonna do like a trifle with whipped cream, and I think that he would really enjoy that and it would look really pretty. But we had to go donuts instead. That's a good alternative option that's super inexpensive. So if you don't want to buy like eggs these days, right? That's gonna cost you like $5. You do the soda cake instead, and it's such a better deal because you can just pour the soda in there, and I've heard it's amazing. It cooks up just fine. So that will save you money in the long run. And so because I only spent $17, I was like, let's get some, let's really celebrate, right? Valentine's Day plates and things. They were like a little over $1 each. Totally not necessary. I won't even use them for everything because I like the idea of using, like, we're gonna set up a nice dinner table with my nice china, because why else do we have the china, right? It's for date night. It's for special times. So if you have something special, even like thrift stores this time, all the time actually, I would say this time of year, all the time, have the most beautiful sets of china. So if you want to go get something for a special occasion, go grab something from the thrift store and you're going to be more than pleased, and you can probably use it again and again and you're going to feel fancy. Okay, it's time for date night. I am so excited. I'm gonna cook up some onions to get some caramelized onions going, and about half of this bacon to make some little mini French bread pizzas, and I will get the tomato sauce going on the stove with some spices to kind of make like a pizza sauce. I think just a half an onion will do because we're just putting it on a pizza. I still can't get over the fact these were 25 cents a pound. Although maybe that was because they're green. I'm like, is green okay? I think if we caramelize it, it should be fine. For the onions, it's just low and slow. So a little bit of oil, whatever you got. Throw the onions in here. And we're gonna cook them down for quite a while. It does take some time to cook onions like this, but it's worth it to get the flavor. I have about half my bacon here. So over here cooking, I'm like, this isn't getting hot. It's because it wasn't on. That happens. So I just realized that we're actually gonna need like the exact same caramelized onions for the chicken. So I'm gonna slice these up and throw those in there with those caramelized onions. We'll just set them aside for when we cook the chicken. Okay, so you definitely don't need to buy all 3 onions because, I mean, I know these will cook down, but I still think it's more than you need especially for 2 people. But I'll tell you a secret about this date night. You can hear in the background, we actually do not have a babysitter. So it's date night with the whole fam. And this recipe says to add a little balsamic vinegar, which I do happen to have on hand. So I'm gonna do that, and a little bit of salt, but you don't have to. I, for years, have made caramelized onions without balsamic vinegar, and they're delicious, but I figured since I have it on hand, let's give it a shot. But like I said, you don't have to. Another fun thing we can do is actually like utilize this bacon fat to start cooking our chicken in when the time is right. And if you didn't have other oil, you could probably utilize the bacon fat for the caramelized onions too. So kind of a twofer. So I wouldn't really care about pizza sauce, but my husband likes sauce on his pizza. Anything pizza has to have sauce. So we're just gonna make up a quick sauce and add in some garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, and paprika. So if I didn't get that, I ate up my potatoes. I had 2 potatoes. I put olive oil on them, salt, pepper, rosemary, and garlic powder, and then I'm just putting them on a baking sheet with some parchment paper. And I was just saying that if you have Parmesan, you could also put Parmesan cheese on that. That would be delicious as well. And I'm gonna try and put them like side down here because that's gonna make one of the sides really crispy. I'm trying to kind of cook these a little bit larger because I'm going on the idea that they're similar to, if you had like the little baby potatoes. Those are more expensive. But you can cut them in half and then cook them like this. So we're just gonna do the quarters and cook them like this. Or they're the 8ths and cook them like this. Always make sure to kind of taste your food as you're cooking and season accordingly. So since we're using so many things and we're really seasoning them with our spice cabinet tonight, I think it's important to give it a taste and make sure that that's how you want it. If you need to add salt, you need to add even like sugar in a sauce like this, it may be delicious. Okay, one other thing we need to do to kind of prep for dinner before we get like our appetizer really going is slice up this bacon. You can do it whenever, but I feel like now is a good time while my onions are still caramelizing. And we're just gonna slice this up into little pieces. And we're gonna do a bacon fried green bean. Oh my goodness. I've made these before when I did cooking with canned green beans, but I thought this is another really good one to add. And it really feels special when you cook, obviously, with this much bacon. Again, if this is like for two, like maybe that's a lot of bacon for two. I don't know. It depends on how much you like bacon. So we'll push this off to the side, and then when the time is right, kind of probably once we've eaten, no, you can cook this however you want, but the way that I'm going to do it tonight is I'm probably going to cook my chicken and my bacon and stuff, or my chicken and my green beans once I make my French bread pizza. But you could probably get it done and ready ahead of time and kind of keep it warm in the oven, and I think the chicken will probably be just fine like that. So kind of your choice on how you want to do it. Now I'm going to use a flour dredge when I make the chicken, so I'm going to make that right now. You need about a half a cup. I'm just going to eyeball it. If you don't have flour on hand, not a big deal. It's not really going to be the end of the world if you don't use it, but I feel like it's a pantry staple, so I'm going to use it, but you don't have to. My sauce is definitely done, so we're gonna put that off to the side. For the dredge, we're just gonna use paprika, just a little bit of it, pepper, however you like it, and about a teaspoon of salt. Give it a good mix, and this is gonna be all set for when we do our chicken. We are really getting somewhere on the onions right now. The key to a good caramelized onions is to be able to cook them down until they're soft, the natural sugars come out, and they're not burnt. So they're getting brown, but they're not having like crispy edges or anything like that. And I blame myself because when my husband and I first started dating, I didn't know this, and I would think it would, I'm like, why is it taking so long? I would turn the heat up. Not a good idea. And ended up with burnt caramelized onions almost every time, and I was like, no, this is good, this is how they're supposed to be cooked, and I was wrong. And he doesn't like them now, and I think it's because I ruined them for him, so my fault. And I say this as I'm cooking a dinner with caramelized onion. I'm gonna put them on my part of the pizza, and I'll put bacon on his, and then on the chicken it's okay, it's not like quite the same thing as he will enjoy the chicken, I know he will. Okay, I know this could be dinner on its own, and someday it will be. But today, it's an appetizer because, you know, that's where we're at. And we're gonna put our sauce on here. On a special occasion, it's like, you get a little full. But you gotta have that special appetizer time. When I was first making this, my husband thought that I was making, like a chicken parm sandwich, because he's like, I see bread and I see cheese and I see sauce, and I kind of felt bad because I had to disappoint him and tell him that's not exactly what we're making tonight. But it's okay, it'll still be enjoyable. Okay, for my little piece here, we're gonna put a little oil, a little garlic powder. I'm gonna do some oregano. And we put our cheese on. So figure out how you wanna, do it. I gotta figure out, because the kids are gonna want some. And I don't really know. If everybody wants bacon, we'll figure it out.
And yes, everybody did want bacon, so that was a win.
We're gonna bake this at like 400 degrees for, until the cheese melts, pretty much. And I don't think it's gonna to take too long. So at the same time, I'm going to put those potatoes in because they can always sit in the warm oven when we're done. And I want to make sure that they get cooked because it's going to take like 40 minutes. So I think these are pretty much done. I'm just going to move these over to a separate plate. And we're just going to use this same pan to make probably the green beans. It's just a little too small to make the chicken in. So here are our pizzas, and I mean, is it fancy? I don't know, it's questionable. You could even do like the Walmart dough that's like 52 cents and make like a thinner pizza, and that might be like a little fancier to have a flatbread, but I was just trying to get like the twofer, more bang for your buck, and use the bread for multiple things. So I'm excited to try it. Looks pretty good. My Valentine is super camera shy, but I have a second Valentine, and he's going to give us a nice review of the bacon pizza. What do you think?
A 100 out of 200 out of 200 out of 200 out of 200.
Okay, this is fun that we've been doing this, but like, how about a good review? Like, what do you think? You like the bacon on there?
Mm-hmm.
The cheese is good? Mm-hmm. We're a big fan?
A 5 out of 5.
Okay, thanks for being my Valentine. Can we give a Valentine review?
I just need to take a bite with the bacon.
Oh, just to make sure.
I like it.
Pretty good? Okay, we're gonna get this bacon going. One-handed, there we go. In the pan, and then we're gonna add green beans in a little bit, and we'll get our chicken dredged in the meantime. I've dredged the chicken. I have a half a cup of chicken broth here. I didn't buy chicken bouillon, but you can for less than $1. So I kind of look at chicken bouillon as part of my spice cabinet, but if you don't have it, that's okay, because you can still get it within the budget for, like I said, less than $1. I happen to have some just in my fridge, so I just use that. We're gonna add a tablespoon of the flour mixture right to here. And in a little bit, once our chicken is cooked, we're gonna pour that into our pan. So for the chicken, I'm cooking it in the bacon fat for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. And then once your bacon is cooked up to your liking, you can add in your green beans, and you can actually add your favorite seasoned salt too. So however you want to do it. I actually felt like I added my green beans a little bit early. You do want to drain them too, because I wanted my bacon to get a little bit crispier before my green beans got cooked down, but it was fine. It was still really delicious because it's green beans and bacon. And so you want to remove your chicken from the heat once it's cooked through, and then add in that chicken broth, and you're just going to let that cook for about a minute until it thickens, and then you can add the chicken right back to that stock and that thickened sauce mixture. The flavor on this is fantastic. And then once you add that in, you can actually top it with the caramelized onions and just a sprinkle of mozzarella cheese on each one. And it's kind of your choice how many onions you want to put on. I kind of want a little heavy-handed, I'll admit, on it. Next time if I were to do it, I would put a little less onions. And then you just want to cover it up and let it cook on low for 3 to 5 minutes until that cheese is melted and bubbly. And oh my goodness, this was so delicious. So our potatoes were done, and the green beans were done, and the chicken. Put everything on the table. I know I said I was going to use the china, but it just didn't happen that night. I think because like the kids were there and everything. But I still put the cute little Valentine's Day napkins right on the plates. But like I said, make it your own, make it pretty. I lit the candles, and it really did feel very special. This just goes to show you that date night doesn't need to be expensive. Good meal, good company, and a nice time is all you need to have. And I've got your back when it comes to recipes. Go ahead and click on this next video to see some more budget meals. And make sure the next time you're watching YouTube, you're watching Meals with Maria. And I'll see you all very soon.